Two dudes are always back. More Hajime. Shout out open-minded folk throughout the world and every other world. Every world out there.
Yeah!
There's a lot of them. Wake up, Claude. He gets up early shit every day. Yeah, shout out, man. Hajime Records. We're going to keep it going. This one's called Captain. This is a live performance from, just a little over 4 years ago. It dropped on July 4th.
It dropped like a jalopy.
July 4th. 4 years ago. Here we go. Yeah, we've yet to do a live performance from them. We got to do something.
A few seconds here and there.
184 million views too.
Отирали себя нам не надо, мана команда мага в банке, зомби там и дом игрива так пока бокам. За браваду тот добил объекты капитана, капелами не добитыми насыпал груз, деловые для лайфа джуни фонтан. Отирали себя нам не надо, мана команда мага в банке, зомби там и дом игрива так пока бокам. За браваду тот добил объекты капитана, капелами не добитыми насыпал груз, деловые для лайфа джуни фонтан. Мир ебучих антенн, в час перемен убавить турбо на день. Не готов был унять эту любовь, посидел, ненавижу себя, но живу каждый день. Я только тучи до тень, от небылицы меня знать не хотел. Этот мир догорел для меня, убивай, зарывай мое тело, не жду перемен. Я мне наскучили все, в частности сам себе слово давал. Не забыть для кого я живу, на мразе мудага, паскуда его не сдержал. Я закручивал день, музыка дура меня толпами бей. Так а толку от этого мне не умереть. Забывай мое имя, забывай меня. Оттирали себя, нам не надо, мана команда мага в банке, зомби там битом игрива так пока бокам. За браваду тут топил убитый капитана, капелами не допитыми насыпал груз, деловые для лайфа джуни фонтан. Оттирали себя, нам не надо, мана команда мага в банке, зомби там битом игрива так пока бокам. За браваду тут топил убитый капитана, капелами не допитыми насыпал груз, деловые для лайфа джуни фонтан. Это перебежки по рельсам, Тесла перевернул мир куролесим. Ты напой, как бы напел Бог, это берега мастера Восток.
He got that tattoo on his arm, the M. Miyagi.
Is that what it's for?
It's fucking ill. Maybe it's for something else, but yeah, he's got the what do they call it? The MP 3000. I always forget the name of that.
Is that
sampler? Kind of looks like, yeah, that looks like one of the old. Some of those old units are expensive. Like I remember looking up how much an SP12 goes for nowadays, because that shit came out like over 30 years ago. Back then,
if
then it was a couple thousand.
Back in the day hadn't
Now
come
it's
out,
a lot.
do you think that they would be...
Hip hop would be more live instrumentation based.
Yeah, I know, but
samples.
like what I'm saying, like I don't think in this day and age, like with like YouTube and like you can't use a band who's signed to a label, you can't use their music without losing your monetization for that video.
Yeah, and back
so if there were no samplers and then somebody created a sampler like that and started making they would be outlawed. It would be confiscated. Like
yeah, I don't even know how that even came about back then.
Because I mean, ultimately, that tool is stealing intellectual property.
Yeah, I mean, you have to get permission
you're taking the effort that someone.
That's the thing, though, because that's why
recording it, changing it, and then arranging it in a bunch of different recordings.
Something we talked about
that
a lot
people
the last 4 years.
Put effort into and intellectual thought into. And then you're releasing that.
It's true.
With your own lyrics over the top.
And that's something, too, I think they have to, there's been a lot of things where the sample hasn't gotten cleared because the person that owns the rights to it won't let that artist use it. And I think that's another factor, too.
If you screw it so hard, how are they going to know?
That's the thing. Like, if you do really manipulate, I don't even know. There's so much.
Maybe they would be because only
but you know
because
what?
they're not outlawed. You know, you
There
can
was a case.
sample.
There was a case in the early 2000s. DJ Drama, shout out. He went to jail over mixtapes. Him and his homie, because they had so much of the old content sampled on these mixtape CDs or whatnot. It's like, you know, like I said, early 2000s, so downloads and streaming wasn't a huge thing. But they ended up going to jail and got locked up, and
wow,
because there is a lot of like legalities to a lot of that fucking shit, that a lot of it either gets overlooked, like you said, the shit might get screwed, like manipulated, like, you know,
in a way that you
the
can't
pitch
even
is so
tell
manipulated that you can't tell that it's the original. So there is a lot of things, and we've talked about this a lot since we started the channel.
That, but
we've always been questioning that. There's
not
a beauty to it,
much effort
but there's also
as it took to record what you sampled.
Yeah.
I mean, it took like 8 people to learn these instruments, years on end, get together, form a song out of sounds that they're making, and then somebody comes along, like records it, sample, changes it a little bit, you know, does this thing, and you might even make more money to it. Yeah, you might even make more money than the artist.
That's the thing, though.
Or
like
artists,
that person
that originally created
that person better own the original shit, because they're not going to get. That's why most motherfuckers have to get permission to even use those old pieces. If they don't get used, and that permission also equals them getting a fucking paycheck. Yeah. It has to work that way, or it is a straight ripoff. And that's, like I said, we talked about this a lot the last 3 or 4 years, because we've been questioning that a lot, because there is a fine beauty and art to it. There's also that fine line, though. You know, that's what I meant to say. There's like that fine line, you know, to make sure that the person that created that shit. But that's the thing. A lot of those, even those old songs, those old artists, those songs ain't owned by them. They're owned by these fucking old ass record companies that still have the rights to that shit. Even the Rolling Stones songs, I'm pretty sure that an old company still owns their old shit. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot of shit like that. So that money's going to like Warner Brothers.
Still,
or whatever.
if you cover an old Rolling Stones song, you have to buy into that song so that you can make money off of it.
Yeah. Filson in the comments, everyone. Your take on it.
And then, like, you know, you take all these artists who sample and you sit down and react to it, and you make a video on it and give your critique of the song. Like, you get almost zero. You get like pennies.
It depends on it
because even if you're fully monetized,
for the most part,
and the artist doesn't go after monetization for your video, you're still really only making pennies somehow.
Yeah, I mean,
whereas
it depends on
like if you get 1 million views on a reaction video, you made maybe $20.
That's why a lot of reactors that have massive followings all their money's based off of their merchandising. A lot of it, because they're not making shit tons of money off of their videos. But once they get that mass, you know, they get a good following up, and people will buy your fucking, you know, your shirts and. But yeah, there's a lot. Yeah, there's so much to it. We went on a tangent right here. Everyone, fill us in the comments what your takes on it, and like I said, this is like an ongoing discussion that we've been having. And that's the thing too. Like, I just want to say one more thing. Like, fill us in on the comments. Did Hajime have we even asked this before? Did Hajime is a lot of their shit based off of samples, or is it? It could be all
studio artists,
all just straight. We make our own sound. We come up with the sounds.
You know, like instead of like a road crew, they probably have a road crew, but those people are also musicians and are making, you know, beats that have no sample in them. It's just, you know, because I mean, you could create like anything you sample and make a song out of. You could have picked up instruments and made that same beat instead of just using this machine that's going to rip part of that song and screw it to where you can
And when you even listen to like the Soul station on XM, it's like I hear a lot of samples that were used. You know, it's like, oh my god, that's from that song. Like it's shit that I never heard before. These old, you know, soul records and shit.
Зло бережет, наговаривали полюбить и бой порешал. Я стен недобитый портрет, либо манекен, либо человек. Этому не верь, этому не верь, этому не верь, этому не верь, этому никогда не верь. Взамен я накидывал строк, дело перемен я перевидал снов. И топил эту любовь и лавировал вновь. Это пусто, звон говорили на зло. Оттирали себя, нам не надо, мана, команда, мага, ва-банк и зомби, там битом, игры, вот так пока бокам.
That's like their trademark too. They put that echo on their chorusy type shit, you know, their vocals. But
just this dude, Miyagi has such a way with words. Like anybody else could have said those things,
but
would not have said it the way he said
it. His tonalities, everything.
And the way he said it is just badass.
But yeah, like now that I've been thinking about it, I don't think they really use samples in their shit, like we said. Because you know, you think about some of the songs we reacted to, and it's like, I'm not hearing, you know what I mean, like that traditional.
They're probably using like Russian samples, like Russian pop chart songs that we've never heard.
Yeah, right?
Or just it's a possibility.
Yeah.
Потеряли себя, нам не надо, мана, команда, мага, ва-банк и зомби, там битом, игриво, так пока бокам. За браваду тут допил убитый капитан, а капелами не допитыми насыпал, грустила вид для лайфа, чуни фонтан. Потеряли себя, нам не надо, мана, команда, мага, ва-банк и зомби, там битом, игриво, так пока бокам. За браваду тут допил убитый капитан, а капелами не допитыми насыпал, грустила вид для лайфа, чуни фонтан. Потеряли себя, нам не надо, мана, команда, мага, ва-банк и зомби, там битом, игриво, так пока бокам. За браваду тут допил убитый капитан, а капелами не допитыми насыпал, грустила вид для лайфа, чуни фонтан.
That's cool, man. It's like the original one is like his vocals right up the center, and then that one they like.
And then some Native American come in and
it's pan the shit and put it up the middle. It's like it just that shit sounded incredible. Shout out. How's your name, man? Fill us in the comments. Yeah, like we said, it's good to get some discussion going.
What's the live thing, Mia? That wasn't live.
I think it was live. It was just him in the fucking control room. The beat blasting and I don't know. It says live. It sounded that I know it's questionable because it sounded like like a studio recording.
He was definitely lip syncing that. Definitely.
Fill us in. Let us know. What's your take on hip hop record production and even like what Claude just said.
Like he's talking about the Captain is like a lie, like I don't know. I think it's a play.
Yeah, I mean it's like we said, like even in different countries they say shit. The question might be reversed, kind of, or like a blend of different words, like they would mix it up compared to how we'd say it. So that could be like Miyagi-Captain live. There's some. Maybe it's not the way we're thinking. Because as soon as we see live, it's like, oh, is it live?
Or maybe it's live.
These dudes are from Russia, so they have that perspective, like we do.
Be a captain and live.
Fill us in. Curious.
Makes more sense to me.
Peace. We're out. Thank you.